So a lot of people, they think I'm kind of batshit crazy, or at least the way in which I operate. You see, they wonder, Adam, why do you wake up at 4:45 a.m. to meditate, to read and work, while most are still sleeping? Why do you eat so clean? It's almost like you're depriving yourself of the joys of life. And why do you push yourself so hard or so many times, so many days in a row when you work out? To the point where you don't even enjoy working out. And then, Adam, why do you go to bed at 9 p.m. every night without exception? This is just crazy. Like, who lives like this? You live like a caveman. And the reality is, to most, it does seem crazy. But I'm not trying to be like most people. I'm not trying to live the life that most people are living. So why would I follow the formula that the average person is following? You see, every single action I take in my life, it's bringing me 1 inch closer to where I want to go. Whether that means applying secret eating strategies to boost my mental alertness so that I can rapidly accelerate the impact I create in other people's lives. Or whether that means eating specific foods to change myself on a cellular level so that I gain the energy of a warrior and be ultra productive. Or whether that means I go to bed when the sun comes down so that I wake up refreshed, so that I have focus and an improved mood so that I own the day. Every single action I take is to become a better version of myself and to create the life I always dreamt of living. Because truth be told, my biggest fear in life is waking up in 30 years from now and looking back at my life with disgust. Disgusted that I never went for the girl that I wanted, never pursued a more meaningful career that overwhelms me with joy and fulfillment. I mean, think about that. That would just be torture in its prime, because you can't go back in time and change your actions. No, you're stuck living with the consequences of your actions, and it's gonna haunt you like a ghost. In fact, I already know what it feels like to be or live as the shadow of the man that you can become. You see, on June 29th of 2016, I was stabbed in the arm, chest, and throat. The blade went extremely deep in my arm, it punctured my lung, and went halfway through my throat. I was left on the floor to die. But instead, I woke up 7 days later from an induced coma, and I was living off tubes. Literally, if you unplug those tubes, you unplugged my life. And while I was grateful to be alive, it felt like I lost all sense of who I was. My legs couldn't support me. I couldn't even stand up. I had nerve damage in my tongue that prevented me from being able to talk, even when I wasn't living off tubes. I lost every ounce of muscle I ever put on from years of weightlifting. And I was so tired that I couldn't even finish eating a meal without napping. And on top of it, I remember my mental state, it almost felt like my brain wasn't firing on all cylinders. I couldn't process information well. I kept getting brain farts where it's hard to remember things. All of which really deleted my confidence and my self-worth. I felt like a lesser version of myself. Someone that was broken, limited, and trapped. And ultimately, I was left asking myself, will I ever become the man I always imagined I'd become? Am I ever gonna be able to accomplish the goals that I have for myself? Or am I destined for a life of mediocrity, where my potential, it rots away with my ambitions? Now, it was when I hit this point where I told myself, I'm not gonna live like this. I'm not gonna quit just because it's tough right now. I know that I'm still capable of becoming the man that I'm proud of. The man who has deep confidence rooted inside of him. The man who fears nothing and can achieve anything he sets his eyes on. That's when I started studying how the human brain works And what I discovered was far more powerful than I ever could have imagined. You see, I started to understand why some people like David Goggins and Elon Musk and Arnold Schwarzenegger, why they can push through those times when they don't feel motivated, when they're tired. What separates the conquerors like them who build these amazing companies that have an insane purpose and mission that most deem as impossible. You know, Elon Musk is literally saving this planet by getting us to switch to a more green approach, whether it's from driving. And not only that, he's helping us explore the space so that we can colonize Mars. No one thought this was possible except him, and now he's creating it. What separates these conquerors from the men who have ambitions just as big but can't get there? From the men who have a mental roadblock that prevents them from taking action? And what I found is that it just comes down to how your brain is wired, how you've programmed it. Now, essentially, these conquerors, they've acquired the mind of a conqueror. And it's because of this that they were able to change their life. You see, in order to change your life, you have to improve yourself. And if you want to improve yourself, what comes first? Yeah, you have to have the right mindset, because if you don't have the mindset for greatness, you'll settle for mediocrity. If you don't have the mindset to put in the work, your dreams will just be dreams. And if you don't have the mindset to stick to your word, you will fall short of all the results that you want in your life. And that's what happens with everyone with these New Year's resolutions. You know, they get motivated and they declare to themselves that they're going to change their lives, but they don't have the right mindset. Now, if you want to acquire the mind of a conqueror, then I have some good news. We have a 7-day challenge where people are coming in here and they're battling debilitating anxiety and depression. They feel stuck. They have so much anxiety that they can't even strike up a conversation with anyone. But after 7 days, they're leaving here and they're striking up conversations with strangers. They feel more confident in themselves than they've ever been. Now, you can check that out, but if you don't want to check that out because it's paid, if you want to go more free approach, that's totally fine. I have tons of other content on this channel. It's all free and I'm here to help you. In fact, there's a book below. It's completely free. There's no strings attached. I'm not going to be even trying to sell you anything. And it's going to tell you some of the key secrets that Elon Musk uses, some of the secrets that David Goggins uses. It's essentially going to help you acquire the mind of a conqueror. So you can check that out as well. But look, if you made it this far in the video, then it means you're really meant to be a part of this community, the new era of health. Because most people in your situation, they would have given up by now. They would have been so demoralized because they put in all this time and energy but didn't get the results, and they would have quit. But that isn't you, and the fact that you're watching this video is proof of that. So I want you to officially join us by subscribing to this channel, liking this video, and then commenting below and telling me that you are committed to becoming a conqueror. Tell me your goals, your aspirations, because I love meeting all of you and hearing about your ambitions. And when you do all those things, it helps us grow. I can't grow this channel without you. So go ahead, do all those. Again, the challenge and the book are below. Check those out, and I'll see you in the challenge or in the next video.